choice, a chance.
There's your chance. Take it.
Grateful.
The day will come when you won't be.
What's going on, guys? Back again with another throwback review for season 3, episode 10, entitled Home. Alright, guys. This one starts from the outside the prison on one of the catwalks, and Rick is looking through some binoculars and everything, and he spots a woman in a wedding dress standing by the graves. When he approaches, she disappears and reappears outside the fence. He rushes through the gates and he sees that it's Lori. She cradles his face. Michonne watches from a distance in confusion as Rick stands outside the fence alone, gesturing to the air. You know, like I said, once again, Rick having his hallucinations about Lori and everything. He's still trying to just, cope with that loss of her. So, meanwhile, back in Woodbury, the governor, admiring her speech to the people of Woodbury, she asked Andrea to take over. He said, "I'm not fit to lead these people, but you are." Meanwhile, Daryl and Merle bicker in the forest. Daryl pines for life back at the prison, but Merle predicts that the governor has slaughtered everyone there. Glenn makes an executive decision to fortify the prison against the governor, despite Herschel's suggestions that they should flee. Glenn enlists Carl to help investigate where Tyrese and his group found their way inside. The governor visits Milton in his lab while Milton is relaxing. He asks if he can still count on Milton's allegiance. Milton reassures the governor, who then asks him to keep tabs on Andrea, and he is not sure where her loyalties lie. Later, Andrea asks Milton where the governor's whereabouts. Milton dodges her questions but raises her suspicions. Back at the prison, Glenn and Carl inform their group that the boiler room is overrun with walkers again. Herschel again advises a retreat, but Glenn ignores him and says he and Maggie will go to the far side of the prison and look for the breach. Glenn finds Maggie alone in her cell. He insists they talk about her encounter with the governor and asks if she was raped. She snaps at him before telling him all that happened. Glenn reaches out to her, but she shoves him away, asking if he feels better now that he knows the full story. On the catwalk, Carol and Axel reinforce the fence. Axel tells Carol that he was initially sent to prison for robbing a gas station with a toy gun in his pocket. He bonds with Carol, and she shows him how to use a real one. Meanwhile, Merle and Daryl encounter a Mexican family of survivors under attack by walkers. Daryl immediately goes to their rescue, killing walkers with his crossbow and knife. Merle half-heartedly assists. When all the walkers are dead, Merle aims his gun at the father and begins rooting through their car, where the mother and baby are both bawling from a close encounter with a walker. Daryl points his crossbow at Merle and instructs the family to drive away, then stalks off, leaving Merle alone. Merle follows Daryl into the forest and scolds him for risking his life to help strangers. They grapple and Daryl's shirt rips, revealing childhood scars from his father's beatings. Merle said, "I didn't know," saying apologetically. Daryl stalks away, telling Merle that he's going back to where he belongs. Merle complains that he can't follow him to the prison because of what he did to the survivors. Daryl says, "I may be the one walking away, but you're the one that's leaving." Outside the prison, Herschel tries to stop Glenn from going off on his own. "This rage of yours is going to get you killed." Glenn ignores him and drives off. Herschel calls to a disoriented Rick from the prison fence. He said, "We need you now. We need you now more than ever." Rick confesses that he's been seeing Lori, and he says, "I know it's not really her, but there's got to be a reason." Walking back into the forest. In the courtyard, Carol and Axel chat. Suddenly, a bullet hits Axel in his head, killing him instantly. The governor, stationed on a tree line, lowers his AUG 41, that badass assault rifle. Rick's group runs for cover as the governor and his men attack. Rick is hiding outside the prison under a bridge. Herschel is ducking underneath the brush near the gates. Michonne is taking cover behind the tipped-over bus by the inner fence entrance. Carol is using Axel's body to shield her from bullets, and Beth and Carl are hiding behind a wall. Maggie then bursts out of her cell into the courtyard carrying guns. These sides are more even out as gunfire erupts on both sides. One of the Woodbury soldiers situated in a guard tower is killed by Maggie. Gunfire ceases and the silence drops when suddenly a bread truck comes crashing through the prison gates and stops in the yard. The governor smiles as the back door opens and walkers stream out of the bread truck with a fully armored driver fleeing the prison's yard. The governor drives off as the survivors struggle with the dead. On the way out, the governor car passes Glenn as he returns to the prison. Outside the fence, Rick is struggling for his life when he is surrounded by walkers, one of which is about to bite him. Suddenly, a crossbow bolt pierces his forehead, signifying Merle and Daryl's arrival. Together, they kill the remaining walkers on the outside of the fence. Glenn arrives and gets Herschel back to the main group behind their second wall of fence. Momentarily safe, Rick stares darkly into the prison yard, and now swarming with walkers. Yeah, guys, that was the rundown of season 3, episode 10, entitled Home. At the time that this one came out, this was probably one of my favorite episodes to this point. I just really enjoyed it because it was like the first attack that the governor had done on the prison. It was really out of nowhere. I didn't see it coming. We knew he was gonna try to do something, but we didn't know it was gonna be that quick, and it was pretty intense to see. And Rick just losing his damn shit. He needs to try to get it back together because this is real. The governor is already doing his attack, and it's not even his full attack. It's just basically knocking on the door, so to speak. So, but yeah, all in all, one of my favorite episodes. Probably, definitely, if not in my top 10, damn close to being in my top 10 of my favorite episodes of the series. But yeah, anyways, guys, that was the review for this one, and appreciate you checking it out as always. I will see you guys next time.
Welcome to Woodbury.
Pushing my pants yet?